back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. It's the Colts in control of the football as we take you back to the action in the third quarter. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third. Down, and he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
The pass.
He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 1st and 10, Taylor now. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
At the 31-yard line.
Again, it's Taylor. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The pass.
So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. And they'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 29.
Todd Gurley heading back out along with the rest of the Atlanta offense. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score. Here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he is going to have a Falcons first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll run on first down. Patterson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Patterson on the carry. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Running back, again the ball carrier.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll move the chains. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Slam, slam, slam.
They run with Patterson. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. And they will take a knee here.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Check right 54, line 54. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Shift, shift. Shift. Shift, shift. Kill, kill, kill.
On 2nd down now, it's Patterson. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Again, the ball carrier.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And goal.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Jim, 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 Jim. 6 guard, check 6 guard. Under 10, under 10, 10.
3rd and goal, the ball at the 11. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, if I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches, as a general rule, that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Well, the 2nd down throw on target, and they'll bring him down right around the 13. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. They'll run the screen with Mack, and he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing yardage.
Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
12 more yards there and another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here's Patterson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11 on 2nd down. It's Patterson, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's Always the standard justification.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw again. The catch made by Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down.
1st down, Colts.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's Washington. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Washington.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 5. At the Falcons' 24-yard line.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw again. He completes this one to Mack. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got Miller. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Anthony Miller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all, and if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Patterson. And they'll wind up getting this with all the... way down inside the 20. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he's got this down to the 35. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
A throw over the middle taken in.
The pass.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
1st down, Indianapolis.
56 is the mic. Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
They'll drop the throw, and he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now they go. Screen, it's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
2 yards.
That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down, and he'll take this one down to the 36.
Kevin Coleman, the ball carrier.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
36-yard line.
Coleman. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Coleman, the ball carrier.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This is Coleman. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Coleman. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Today's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking, they think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, they say an early season snowstorm may be on deck in less than 48 hours, but today is picture-perfect fall football weather. Crisp and cool at Soldier Field in the Windy City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And last week, they put together a 3-touchdown victory, and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now the first carry for Bryce Love. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
37-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
Rush coming, and he's taken down
by Justin Houston. Brought down back.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
35 yards that time on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Falcons now as they get set for their opening possession. As we get a peek at Matt Ryan, a man who's been in the league since back in 2008.
I always enjoy reflecting on Matt Ryan's career at this stage because when he came out of the draft, he was the number 3 pick overall. There were plenty of doubters out there about whether he should have gone in that slot. I don't think you can find any of those doubters now. One of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
53, on 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
His throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. On 3rd down, Ryan. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
On play action, they'll throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Deion Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
The pass. Intercepted.
And that pick just sets them up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
And down to a knee. Well, that's one option.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
And a curious play call here, to say the least. Thought it might be a trick, but no, he actually goes down to a knee.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
Third and goal at the 4-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 2-yard line.
On 2nd down, Love able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line.
Taken down.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Brings up 3rd and
from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
17-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7, though, on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
I'm going rhetorical on you here. Could that pass have been delivered any better to the receiver downfield?
Not at all. And when he catches that, he didn't even have to break stride. Full speed. That's why he got all that yardage after the catch.
Timing, timing, timing.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. And now they'll take a knee here. And my partner now is speechless, and so am I. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. scrimmage back at the 6. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. The Chicago offense set to get started. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. The drive starts with a completion left side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the 16-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Love. And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons defense yet again drops him behind the line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Deion Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
The pass.
They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
It's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 9.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
13 yards the tally on the return there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 30.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. 2 yards, good enough for a first. The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
That's the end of the first quarter.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He'll drop this down to Coleman. And the Falcons are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And they take a knee.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, probably pass to both in the arsenal. They're running with Gurley. Gurley unable to punch it in on 4th and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Running to start the drive is Love. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, it's Love. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle. I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. That's really been a blistering start to the season for him so far. He's on pace to blow past 1,000 yards. The good receivers, it's interesting, though. You put extra coverage on them, they probably view that as a challenge. All right, I'm going to go after this. You put one guy on them, then they feel disrespected, and they want it to. So how do you cover it?
You're exactly right. That's an insult, right? Especially the year that he's having. But I just have to go ahead and I'm not going to insult him. I'm going to respect him. I'm sending as many people as possible. But one of the reasons he's having this type of a start is despite that type of coverage, he finds a way to what we call uncover late. Ball's thrown, even though there's coverage there, he's the one who can go up and come down with it, finds a way to get to the football.
And the offensive line has given them time in the pocket to have that uncovering late. Second and 10, it's Ryan again.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, Ryan finding Gabriel complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Ryan finding Gabriel for the Falcon first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
From the 8, they've got it 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And Gurley fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Pardon me, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Gurley. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And they will take a knee here. Well, they're going going to try this. They need 5 full yards to hit the end zone here on 4th and goal, but they're going for it. Here we go. It's Gurley going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Gurley unable to punch it in on 4th and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. So they have now gone for it on 4th 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics and how it's entered into the game, and there's a good percentage that says go for it. You actually make a good percentage. In this case, the analytics just went right out the window. 0 for 4. They've got to start looking at things in a different way.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Frank Clark in there to bury him for a loss of 11. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.